technologically, it is possible to make an impenetrable device or system where the encryption is so strong that there's no key, there's no door at all. What mechanisms do we have available to even do simple things like tax enforcement? Because if, in fact, you can't crack that at all, government can't get in, then everybody's walking around with a Swiss bank account in their pocket.
The Wall Street Journal last week entitled "Crypto Communism Has a New Meaning. China seeks to infiltrate the U.S. financial system, and SEC and FINRA seem oblivious." And in this article, it talks about Prometheum as an American company, but according to SEC filings, is a strategic partner and joint venture with Shanghai Wansheng Blockchain Incorporated and its affiliate HashKey. The former company is a spin-off of Wansheng Group, which has deep ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Wansheng Group was founded in 1969, and the founder passed recently, and an official press release commented that the comrade always listened to the party and followed the party. That group is now led by that gentleman's son, Lu Wangding, and the press release is almost identical by saying that he will carry forward the practice of the deceased founder and always listen to the party and follow the party. I can tell you from being on the Chinese Select Committee, that is a chilling statement when we have an American company that's in bed with the Chinese. Mr. Kaplan, what percentage of your company is owned by a Chinese entity?
I think approximately 20%.
20% of it. How much influence do they have over your company?
They have the same rights as other shareholders.
How much access do they have to intellectual property?
Wang Zheng has no access to any Prometheum code or technology or system, server, or customer data.
If they're on the board of directors and have access to all your data from the standpoint of being an investor, how do you answer that question like that?
The bylaws were changed in the filing that was filed with the SEC on November 2021, and they basically limit who has access to data, including directors.
Okay, where's the data stored right now?
In the United States.
Okay, your headquarters is here, your data is stored. It's not stored anywhere in China.
Not at all, sir.
Okay, you had a designation as a digital asset security broker dealer, and as such, you have a lot of person identifiable information on your clients, do you not?
Correct.
Okay, does any of that information or any of the technology does the Chinese have any access to that at all at this point?
Absolutely not, sir. I want to point out Prometheum is an American-born, bred, and controlled company, and basically no foreign influence or control over Prometheum is had to any of its systems, its code, its servers, or its customers' data.
Well, I'm glad you could read that, but that doesn't impress me because I sit on a committee, and I can tell you any company that is either owned by or are involved with the Chinese Communist Party and or government is influenced by them. That's the only way they operate. And so what safeguards have you got in place to make sure they don't get anything that's in your company?
Sir, we both had a CFIUS inquiry and an SEC investigation where we were required to give all communication.
So what benefit do the Chinese then involve themselves in your company? If they can't access it, if they can't access information, they can't access your technology, what's the benefit of them investing in your company?
The belief in the business idea that digital assets are securities and need to be properly regulated as such and traded on intermediaries that are properly registered under the securities laws.
Do you think that perhaps they're getting some information just by being around your business that could be helpful to them?
Not believe so, sir.
Why did you take them on as a partner? Why can't you have an American partner instead of a Chinese partner? What's the benefit of having a Chinese partner in this business?
As anyone who's started a startup knows, when you are young and small as an entity and a large established entity seeks to have a relationship with you, you look for the opportunity. If there had been an American opportunity, we probably would have taken it.
Well, that's troubling because, you see, this is exactly how the Chinese work their way into our various companies in this country. They see an opening because there's a need there for the company to grow, for money, for expertise, for technology, and they're standing there with their hands out, being willing to add that to the portfolio or give to whatever you want to do here. And as a result, then they've got their hands on you. It's very disturbing to see that that's what's going on here. So I'm just worried that this is a situation, and here we have the SEC getting you one of the first digital asset security broker dealers license. It's where's the SEC on this? I'm wondering. But
Prometheum's special purpose broker dealer license does not address the core issue. There is not a consistent definition of a digital asset security within current law. This point was made obvious when Chair Gensler could not say definitively whether Ether is a digital asset security when asked by Chairman McHenry in this very room a couple months ago. In other words, that same question that Prometheum themselves raised in their 2021 comment letter is still unanswered. That's why legislation is needed. That's the problem that the chairman's bill works to solve. To testify in front of our committee that your company's charter, which only allows for trading in a very small subset of assets, is evidence that no legislation is needed, just doesn't make sense.
Go back and look at Amnesty International. That's where I get my information.
What time period?
Well, this was during the bottom. I got the 2015-2016 bottom and looked at the executions in China using Amnesty International. I think it formed the bottom. It's either that, David, or it was that reverse head and shoulders.
I will take a look. I'm still, call me skeptical that they were actually killing people for selling stocks.
Well, I just tried to give me the date of white collar executions according to Amnesty International?
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly up, but still trading in the same range. Like I stated, guys, we wouldn't get a lot of liquidity because we saw yield rates rising. We know the Fed has to shrink. And then we have the stock market starting off flat. And guys, we listen to Jim Cramer, and he's able to say anything on TV. It is unbelievable. But we know China and the emerging markets, the BRICS nations, are about to rise. And he knows it too. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now as I'm doing this video. They are flat. We have the dollar slightly down. We have volume in crypto slightly down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Hong Kong Chamber of Commerce. Calls for yuan stablecoin issuance and budget suggestions. But guys, we know anything that's happening in Hong Kong, we know it's controlled by China. We know Hong Kong is nothing but a straw man of China. And we know the Belt and Road is going to be using the digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And then, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $532 billion. And make sure you watch the video I did last night. And we had Janet Yellen admitting the risks that we have in the economy. And never forget, all the issues that we see in this economy was caused by the Fed. Printed all this money so we could have all this inflation. So therefore, they could raise rates. And we see they're keeping rates higher for longer, so they can destroy the global economy, not just in America, the global economy So therefore, the globe can move over to the fourth industrial revolution, and the NWO is going to have total control. And I'm going to go over that later. And remember, guys, this is a plan. The fourth industrial revolution, to get there, you have to move in phases. And the next big things, as we can see, is gaming and carbon credits. In my Patreon, the stock premium account, I did a video on stocks and cryptos. Guys, if you're part of that Patreon, make sure you watch it. It's very, very important. Remember, guys, if you know where this is headed, you follow the money. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the top spot Bitcoin ETFs, Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity, all up as I'm doing this video. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have the SEC yesterday delayed a decision on spot Bitcoin Ethereum ETFs, jointly proposed by Invesco and Galaxy Digital. And the SEC has until March to make their final decision. So we're just going to get our popcorn, sit back, and let it play out. Now we have the U.S. SEC dealer rule expansion that could rope in DeFi. And how does the Fed, the central banker, stay in control? They control liquidity, guys. Now we have Ondo Finance, U.S. Treasury-backed stablecoin, expands to SUI. Also, we have Anchorage Digital partners with wealth manager Fusion IQ to offer institutional clients digital asset access. Now we have Prometheum, the only U.S. registered crypto platform, picks Ethereum as its first product. And guys, we know the ties that Prometheum has with China. And Prometheum has been behind the curtain. And after they met with Congress, they went right back behind the curtain. You receive no news on this company. And we have the SEC approves a company with clear ties with China. And we know why. China is going to be leading this fourth industrial revolution, and Ethereum is going to change everything that we do. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have MetaMask users can now buy crypto through Robinhood app after integrating the online trading platform on-ramp feature. And guys, we know it's all about making things seamless. That's who's going to be the winner. Before they bring it to the sheet, they want them to be able to click once, swipe once, absolutely no thinking. And we see all these crypto companies becoming more interoperable. And lastly, speaking of interoperable, we have Whale grabs $50 million in Chainlink. And Chainlink moves over 40% in a month. And guys, we know why. We know Chainlink, Swift together gives the NWO the all-seeing eye. They don't want you to have privacy. And guys, did you listen to Obama? Remember, he knows the mission. Don't forget the Netflix movie. Leave the world behind. And that's exactly what they want to do. Leave the old world and go to the new world. And we know that's the fall of America to Babylon and the rise of China the dragon with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the crypto teacher wrote about it, told you about it a long time ago. Because he knew when it came to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Prometheum save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Prometheum save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Prometheum goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.